Y'all can go.
Aristotle, Darrow, Jackson, and Sophocles are sitting around the dinner table at Chili's, inspecting the menu, the ambiance, the restaurant's employee and customer demographics. 8 p.m., clear weather. I'm not seeing anything on this menu that really pops out. Do you guys see something inspiring?
How about an appetizer? Say chips and salsa.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. Too much food is bad for the soul. It's not a means to happiness.
Oh God, I thought I had it bad when I was charged $1 for something worth 25 cents. You know, we could just dine and dash.
Good evening, folks. Is there anything I can get you all? A drink? Maybe something to start off with?
So, are we going with chips and salsa or what?
Forget that. Just get to the drinks. I'll have a water.
I'll have some water.
It's most natural that I should have water as well.
Since you guys screwed me on the appetizer, give me your finest lesbian wine, straight from the Isle of Lesbos.
I'm sorry, sir. We don't carry that here. Can I interest you in something else?
I'll have Franzia. Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, that's not indulgent at all.
Indulgence is all I need right now.
I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self.
No, the hardest victory is over divine laws.
So, that's 3 waters and a box of Franzia then. No appetizers?
No.
No appetizers.
Okay then. I'll be checking up on you in a few minutes. In the meantime, check out our menu. It's sure to make you as happy as you were on your birthday.
Darrow, see that man over there? You're all alike, you men in suits. Collectively, you're all the epitome of how a man tries to achieve happiness through wealth and power, but fails at every avenue.
This suit is not just a suit, but instead a uniform for the field of battle on which I crusade.
The life of money-making is one undertaken under compulsion. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind.
But does the soldier get paid for every action that he performs on the front line?
The more you accumulate, the more you violate natural laws. But at least they're all attempting to provide for themselves.
Indeed, for the laws of nature supersede those of man.
I have seen the laws of man at their best when innocent men were set free from sentences for crimes they did not commit, and at their worst when innocent men were sentenced to prison simply because they cannot avoid it. Nobody should be in there anyway. I have seen no natural laws observed in my time, save for those of death, decay, and destruction. What evidence do you offer that natural laws supersede those of man? I offer you my own evidence in the Transcendentalists. Thoreau would have said that while governmental laws are pure rigor morale, a man should do as he sees as just. I see that wearing a suit, however materialistic, and acquiring power to bring about much needed change in one's society are just actions. Would you not agree?
I see your point, Darrow. For when government is continually creating a system in which working for a living becomes unnecessary, those natural laws are degraded and disregarded for the seductive and addictive allure of this free lifestyle.
So you had a water, and you had a water, and you had a water, and you had a classic short box of wine. What, are you all ready to order?
What would you recommend?
Depends on what you're willing to pay. But on the lower end of the economic spectrum, I recommend one of our fine, delectable, freshly baked pizzas. Or, for the $20 for 2 deal, considering there are 4 of you, I would recommend the exquisite, slow-cooked, moist, pleasingly spicy Cajun chicken pasta if you're looking for a pasta dish. Or, if you're feeling truly experimental, I recommend our home-style fries combined with Chili's signature big, fat, half-pack of baby back ribs.
I'll just have the Caribbean salad, no grilled chicken or shrimp, please.
Chicken, please.
Man's snares are like winged flocks of birds, so naturally. I'll just have a spicy Cajun chicken pasta. Your recommendation should satisfy my tragically insatiable appetite.
I'll have the home-style French fries, but instead of a half, I'd like a full rack of baby back ribs.
Your food will be as fresh as the suckling babes. Sophocles, I'll return shortly with another box of Franzia. Before I go, is there anything else that you would want?
No thanks.
We're good, thank you.
Aye, okay then. I'll be back to make sure you're all doing okay.
Why must you all indulge in such gluttonous vices? The natural state of humans is not one to indulge in worldly pleasures. As a wise man once said, be careful, or your hearts will be weighed down with carousing, drunkenness, and the anxieties of life.
Oh, please, don't quote scripture around me. First, you are no pastor nor angel. You are a washed up genius, depressed because you have to watch society slowly and incorrectly unpack a few words that you managed to scribble on a piece of a tree. Secondly, you cannot tell me of happiness when you do not know what true despair is. Have you seen how the world treats its poor today?
I certainly have. We feed them and allow the weeds' roots to grow deep into the sidewalk made of welfare and handouts. We do the poor injustice by how much we grant them. Nature having endowed these species with the ability to provide for itself, we stand guilty of violating nature's laws each time we appeal to those vices of crucial needs.
There is nothing more strangely wonderful than man who taught himself speech and windswift thought, and trained his feelings for communal civic life. He has discovered his own remedies to problems in his city. That said, when a man grows bold and turns to evil, breaking just laws, natural or not, then he has no city.
Verbally, there is very general agreement for both the general run of men and people of superior refinement. Say that it is happiness and identify living well and doing well with being happy. But regard to what happiness is where they differ.
Yes, rich people will tell you that you should be good and then you will get rich and be happy. Of course, we know that people do not get rich by being good. Money is not the key to happiness, but it can give a person a good start to finding happiness.
I'd agree. The pride and self-esteem that accompany hard work are one cause of happiness, as opposed to the money earned. We see plenty of people with the help of government with fistfuls of money, but surely they don't seem happy to me.
And here you all are, folks. May these delicious meals sate your palate. If I may chime into this well-bred conversation, the poor can very easily help themselves, for only those in power are willing to clear the path. Sure, it's a melancholy object to those who walk through the great country when they see the streets of crowded beggars of the female sex, followed by 6 tilted begging for scraps or alms. But there are ways of doing something about the situation of the poor. I have a few ideas myself for what to do with the situation, if you would all be willing to hear them.
Sure, go ahead.
Why not?
Seem like an educated gentleman?
Alas, I have too long digressed from seeing about other tables. I will return soon enough for my intellectual brethren.
I'm surely not tipping. The waiter does not know how to mind his own business.
Don't forget that this man earns his wages mostly from tips. Removing food from his own table, you too are guilty of violating nature's laws. Besides, what wrong has he done to you other than intervene in a conversation, reminding us all of his humanity?
Hey guys, it is easy to forget that servants are people too.
Although he has done nothing wrong and is in fact seeking happiness by intellectually conversing with us, I must admit that tipping too much would only allow a man to suffer indulgences if he has more dinero than he needs.
Would you have him unable to pay his rent? Would you evict him and make him homeless, all for seeking a thing that you call happiness?
You're becoming belligerent on your second box of transient line. Do not grant me words I have not spoken. I'm simply implying that paying anything over the recommended 15% would be an injustice to him, allowing him to take his focus off seeking the final end, acting well and achieving happiness.
I think that all of this has nothing to do with right conduct. We should definitely tip him. Would he be doing this job if he had as much money as Mr. Rockefeller did?
Maybe it's best if we move on, as Mr. Swift will be returning at any moment.
Lady and gentlemen, do not feel rushed to leave, but I have taken the liberty of preparing the checks and refilling the drinks. Is there anything more that any of you would like to order?
No, we're fine.
What were you saying earlier?
Ah, yes, thank you for reminding me. What I was saying was that I have a few ideas of my own written for practice of the poor. You see, I'm actually the manager and owner of this Chili's, and I've taken things to another level. First, let me ask you all, did you enjoy your food?
It was delicious, thank you.
The food was only the means to an end.
It wasn't quite worth the price, as the money could have gone elsewhere, but it was pretty good.
Considering this circle, you could say it was heavenly.
I'm glad you all enjoyed it to some extent, because you have just eaten, well, let's just say that the baby back ribs were literally that.
Surely you mean literary.
Did I stutter, sir?
I'm not sure I catch on. This elusiveness is for the birds. What exactly do you mean?
Let me put it this way. I heard you speaking of my salary and my tip. I make my money pretty yearly. Annual harvest, annual salary. This food was fresh as a baby's bottom, was it not? That wine was a peculiar shade of red, Mr. Correct, Mr. Sophocles. Does your water have a strange flavor? I guess you could say I pulled a swift one on you. My daily encounters with the world paint a dismal picture. My Walmart is a sex trafficking industry. My hunting ground lies in villages of undeveloped nations. My garden is the dumpster in which broken, underage rape victims leave their children. I am the hope of the hopeless. I am the savior of these children as I prevent them from having a life not worth living. Through this innovative new industry, I boost economies that would not normally be boosted. I promote the lives of those who would otherwise remain as bottom feeders. I have made a deal with the devil that betters so many others' lives. Nobody else was willing to look after the truly poor. Those who would never reach the nature of happiness due to ignorance will never have to worry about obtaining it, because this world will not have the chance to deny them of it. My friends, I leave you with this. The world can sit around and bicker about the true nature of happiness all day, but until you've witnessed children as they grow up, either turn to thieves for want of work, and have truly done something to prevent it, then are you certainly happy? You are daily preventing potentially thousands of others from achieving your happiness because you are not showing them how to obtain it. Judge me not until you judge yourselves. Alas, I would love to see your reaction, but there is work to be done. Good evening, gentlemen and gentlewomen.
Yeah, I don't think I'm tipping him. Hell, I don't think I'm gonna pay for this crap.
I don't blame you.
Neither me.
Bird branologists will be necessary.